Sometimes the dead don't want to rest. Sometimes they want to warn you. I never thought I'd inherit anything from my grandmother. We weren't close, not really. She'd been gone for 7 years, taken slowly by Alzheimer's. It erased her memories, page by page, until only a shell remained. When she finally passed, I felt a strange sense of relief. At least her suffering was over. So when a lawyer called saying Grandma Eleanor had left me her house in rural Vermont, I was completely baffled. I thought that property was sold years ago to pay for her care, but there was some legal complication, and now it was mine. The house sat at the end of a long gravel road, swallowed by a dense pine forest. It was a 2-story colonial, smaller than I remembered from my childhood. The white paint was peeling, the shutters hung crookedly. My plan was simple: clean it out, sell it, and move on. That first night, I slept in my grandmother's old bedroom. The mattress still carried the faint scent of her lavender perfume, which felt impossible after all this time. I tried to reason with myself. It must be old sachets in the drawers, that's all. I woke up at exactly 3:17 a.m. to whispering. At first, I dismissed it as wind rattling the old windows. But as I lay there, my heart starting to pound against my ribs, I realized the sound was coming from inside the room. From the corner near the closet. Leave. The word was barely a breath, a faint shaping of sound in the oppressive silence. My hands trembled as I fumbled for the lamp. The sudden light revealed nothing but shadows and my grandmother's ancient wardrobe. I didn't sleep for the rest of that night. The next day, I told myself it was just a dream. A cocktail of jet lag, stress, and grief. I spent the afternoon sorting through a lifetime of forgotten things: old photo albums, yellowed letters, boxes of Christmas ornaments wrapped in newspapers from the 80s. It was in the attic that I found it. A leather-bound journal, hidden beneath a loose floorboard. The last entry was dated 3 days before my grandmother was moved into the nursing home. Her handwriting was shaky, desperate. It read, "It's getting worse. I hear Mother now, clear as day, though she's been dead 40 years. She keeps telling me to leave this house. She says something is wrong with it, something in the walls." I think I'm finally losing my mind. A chill ran down my spine. I flipped through the pages. It was a chronicle of terror. Months of escalating experiences, whispers in the dark, sudden cold spots, the constant, unnerving feeling of being watched. My grandmother had been terrified, but she told no one, afraid they'd just blame her dementia. That night, I barricaded myself in the bedroom, a chair wedged under the doorknob. I left every single light on. The whispering started at 3:17 a.m. on the dot. Leave before it's too late. This time, it was louder, clearer, and it was unmistakably my grandmother's voice. Not the frail, confused voice from her last years, but the strong, warm voice I remembered from when I was a child. The voice that used to read me stories. "Please, sweetheart, you have to leave this house." Tears streamed down my face as I pulled the covers up to my chin. "Grandma?" I whispered into the darkness. The temperature in the room plummeted. I could see my own breath misting in the air. Her voice came again, urgent, frantic. "It knows you're here. It's been waiting. The feed's on us. On the women in our family. It took Mother. It took me. Please don't let it take you too." Then a scratching sound started inside the walls. It wasn't mice, it was deliberate, rhythmic. Like fingernails dragging slowly across plaster, moving from one side of the room to the other. Go. The lights all went out at once, plunging me into absolute suffocating darkness. And in that blackness, I heard breathing that wasn't my own. It was heavy, wet, and coming from the corner where the wardrobe stood. And beneath that awful sound, another. The slow, deliberate creak of the wardrobe door swinging open. I ran. I don't remember grabbing my keys or even opening the bedroom door. I just remember the terror of running through that dark house, my grandmother's voice screaming in my mind, "Run, run, run." While something else followed, its footsteps impossibly heavy, shaking the old floorboards behind me. I somehow made it to my car and just drove. I didn't stop for 3 hours until I reached a Cyril motel off the highway. My hands were still shaking as I checked in. I thought I was safe, but that night, in a room 200 miles away, I woke at 3:17 a.m. to the overwhelming smell of lavender, and from the corner of the room, I heard it. That same wet, heavy breathing. A whisper slithered out of the darkness, but this time it wasn't my grandmother's voice. It was my own. "You can't leave," my voice whispered. "You inherited more than just the house." I flicked on every light, my heart seizing in my chest, but the breathing didn't stop. And when I stared into the bathroom mirror, I saw words forming in the steam on the glass, written by an unseen finger. "You're home now." That was 6 months ago. I've moved 4 times since then. Different cities, different states. It doesn't matter where I go. Every night at 3:17 a.m., I wake up to the smell of lavender and the sound of breathing in the corner of my room. My grandmother's whispers have stopped. Now I understand why. She's not warning me anymore. Whatever was in that house, whatever feeds on the women in my family, it didn't stay behind. It attached itself to me. It came with me. Last night, for the first time, I felt it touch me. Cold fingers, patient and possessive, on my shoulder as I slept. I finally understand what my grandmother meant about it feeding on us. It doesn't kill you quickly. It's a parasite of the mind. It takes years, slowly consuming you from the inside out, until there's nothing left but a shell. Until you forget who you are, just like her, this morning. This morning, I couldn't remember my own daughter's name for a full minute. I just stared at her photo, my mind a screaming, silent blank. I'm writing this all down now, while I still can. While I still remember who I am, because I know what comes next. One day, years from now, my daughter will inherit something from me, and she'll hear whispers at night in her grandmother's voice, desperately trying to warn her. But by then, I'll be too far gone to remember why. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoy tales that explore the darker side of things, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Stay safe out there,